Hi guys, I'm Shmee. Hello, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the 2019 New York International Auto Show. Now it's my first visit to this motor show, but just look at what's behind me, the Koenigsegg Jesko. That is one of many special cars that we can go and explore right now. For example, some of the hypercars on the stand here. We've also seen the launch of the Mercedes-Benz GLS, the Porsche 911 Speedster just over behind me, and something that I've been looking forward to seeing as well, a car I am particularly interested in, the new Shelby GT500. So let's get started then, go for a highlights tour, explore what is on show here before we come back to check this out as well, the Koenigsegg Jesko. Let's get started then and take it all in. I didn't really know where to begin, but of course this GT500 is calling my name, so we're going to go and check it out. But to do so, we're walking past Nissan, where there's a 50th anniversary of the GT-R, as well as some updates to the Nismo, so I'll head to that in a moment. But in front of me right here is the Golf Heritage Ford GT, the 2019 Heritage Edition with the number 9 in the iconic Golf livery. Looks very, very nice, but this is what I'm coming here to see, the Shelby GT500, the most badass, monstrous, mad version of the Ford Mustang that just looks absolutely incredible in the red with the white stripes, all of the carbon fiber parts, the carbon wing, the carbon wheels, the full upgrade and spec. And just look at the front of this thing. Look at how angry that looks. The size of the gaping front grille, the opening there that you have, the extended splitter with the Shelby lettering down there, the end plates around towards the side. You can see the racing pins there for the bonnet. You've got that large opening for the cooling as well. Underneath is a 5.2 litre V8 supercharged engine. They haven't confirmed the final numbers, only that it's over 700 horsepower. Just come round though, look at this, look at those side skirts. This thing's absolutely nuts. The wing on it, this is of course the first time that I've actually seen the car in person, but can you imagine one of these in the garage joining the fleet alongside the GT and the two Focus RSs, the Heritage and the Project Red Edition? It's like a hatchback, a hot hatch, a supercar, and the American muscle car, the front-engined, over 700 horsepower. Look at this thing. I did like when I joined Benzine Ben in his Mustang, we had a look at all the displays and settings and things, but what would be the most epic part of this will be the sound out of those gigantic exhaust tips, two on each side. So yes, that's the GT500. Seeing it in person, very much mad cravings to add one of these to the garage, as good in person as I hoped it was going to be. And yes, please, if there's some way I can make this happen, very keen to do so. It won't be on sale in the UK, only if I can somehow get an allocation and then import it myself, pay the VAT and duty, get it registered in the UK if that's possible. Working all of that out to see if one of these could be a future Shmee-mobile. And also, beside it, is a Lego Ford World Endurance Championship racer. Kind of fun. So yes, that's the GT500 alongside the Performance Pack that they've launched for the Mustang, adding a little bit more power to the 2.3 litre EcoBoost version of it. Cool, nice place to start. Let's go and check out over there. I wasn't necessarily expecting to see this, the GT-R 50 from Italdesign. I wouldn't be too surprised if this is the exact one that I actually drove at the Dubai Autodrome, the prototype of the car. They'll be making 50 of them in total. But yeah, based on the Nismo GT-R, looks very, very cool with the gold, the satin gold to contrast against the silver. Really, really awesome thing. Continuing around then, alongside the Datsun is a 50th anniversary 370Z, another special that Nissan have released here. This is basically where you actually enter in to see the main parts of the auto show, but with the distinct livery on that. This is a Nismo GT-R, updated, featuring more of the GT3 parts, more carbon fiber. You can see the bonnet ducts that you have, the louvers on the arches, also the rear wing. Basically an upgrade package that looks, well, pretty nuts. But this car, the R35, has been around quite a while. It must be due its replacement, its successor, at some point in the not too distant future, and you can see some of the history and past up here as well. And then this is the 50th anniversary edition of the GT-R, 565 horsepower, the distinct blue with the white stripes. You can see the triple white stripe marked at the back, 50th anniversary of the GT-R name. And again, blue exhaust tips. I have a thing for blue, don't I, guys? Anyway, that's here at the Nissan stand. Quite a nice showing from them. This is something special then, the Porsche 911 Speedster, and this is the heritage livery for the new car. So it's been long awaited through a few different stages of the concepts along the way, but based on the 991.2, so that has of course been superseded by the new 992 generation 911, but this, the heritage livery, is even rarer than the original car that we can see right here. They're going to be making 1,948 of these to pay tribute to the fact that Porsche were founded in 1948. No doubt incredibly high demand for those, but as you can see, a few things had to change from the concept. So for example, reverting back to more traditional Porsche door mirrors, also moving the fuel filler cap to the regular position here on the front right corner as opposed to the lovely center cap. All things basically to have it homologated for the road. So back here, rear mounted engine of course, the 4-litre naturally aspirated flat 6 making just over 500 horsepower. The substantial difference being that there is now this tonneau cover over the rear. You have to manually operate the roof to place it up into position should you wish to have it, but basically it's an iconic part of the Porsche 911's history, the Speedster versions of it. This car, if we just come and have a quick look, you've got the 6-speed manual gearbox, lighter than the 7-speed that was found in other 911 models, but basically this is going to be in very high demand, particularly as shown here with the heritage livery. I think it's a good looking car. It's basically like a GT3 Touring, consider it a bit like that in terms of manual gearbox, in terms of the naturally aspirated engine, but this continues the bloodline of the 991.2. And yeah, like I said, they're definitely going to be popular. I'm out here actually with Mercedes, who have a very full stand, including the AMG GT 4-door, the AMG GT-R, the GT53, the new look GLC 63s. So this has now been facelifted, both the regular GLC and the GLC Coupe. There is a Maybach here, particularly lovely things of course. If we keep coming through, earlier, inside this box, they had the new GLS, so I think we can actually probably walk straight through. They had it all closed up before revealing the car up in front of us on the stage, which was a very fun thing to watch. There is a GLS 450 here. It comes in a few different configurations, but basically MBUX, you can see the large digital displays, comfort, 2 different seating configurations you can have. This is the 6-seat setup, lots and lots of space, 2,500 litres of luggage capacity in the rear, and it's positioned here between the EQC 1886 edition and the GLC 63S Coupe as well. But the new GLS was a premiere, a world debut here at the New York Auto Show. This is the Rivian R1S all-electric SUV, 4 electric motors, 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3 seconds. Basically a take on a sporty SUV style car, fully electric, and design that is completely, I would say, unique and individual to the car. And you can see the emphasis that they're putting towards taking it off-road, terrain, travel, adventure, journeys, a few different configurations here. Actually, I think this might even be a pickup version. Let me just swing round towards the back just so you can see a little bit of that. New territory, interesting storage space hidden away there behind the back of the car, using what's available. New design, that's the Rivian. This is cool to see. On the Alfa Romeo stand, alongside the Stelvio and Giulia Quadrifoglio versions, there's a Formula 1 car. One of the Alfa Romeo F1 cars is here, which when you look in close detail, look at the aero work here, look at all the different fins and blades and things that are going on. These cars are absolutely nuts when you get this close to them and look in detail. Completely different to the kind of cars you see out and about on the road. We start off here at the Manhattan Motor Cars stand with a very nice Bentley Continental GT. Alongside that is a Ferrari 250 GTS WB. I'm not sure if this is an original car, but in any instance, it's absolutely stunning. If it is an original one, it'd be worth, well, 10 million plus. And then next to that is a Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Now, I know this splits opinion a lot, but in this color, this actually looks really good. This is a stunning green, a very deep pearlescent green with the light-colored cream interior as well. Really, really complementing that. I like that color an awful lot. It is nearly time to take a look at the Koenigsegg Jesko and some of the other hypercars here, but before we do, over on this side, the BAC Mono, some Lamborghinis, there's a Bugatti Chiron tucked in there, but look at the spec of this Mono. Manhattan Motor Cars are the East Coast dealer for BAC, of course BAC from Liverpool in the UK, and this car, with the exposed blue carbon fibre highlighted by the gold accents and pinstripes all around it, the lower sections in the exposed satin carbon, even the wheels have some gold accents on them as well, the stitching on the inside, of course the BAC Mono, single seat, basically the closest you can get to an open wheeler race car basically, but that it's road legal. You can put a number plate on that and drive it out on the road. Really, really cool, and a lovely, lovely spec for it as well. Alongside that, we've got the Lamborghini Urus. In gloss red, it actually looks really quite good, and I like that wheel choice for this car. The yellow calipers, the diamond turn, dual-coloured wheels as well. And inside the front, if you look at these grills, you have that Y shape continuing through the headlights, the different styling on the Urus. It's all very clever actually if you look at it in more detail. Then moving on, Aventador Svj, the launch colour of the coupe, the satin green. Interesting thing about the SVJ, to spec one up, you have to add a lot of carbon fibre options if you want all of it, of course. Lamborghini's ALA, the aerodynamic system, Aerodynamica Lamborghini Attiva for the car, and that wing at the back, which has the same, the ALA system that goes through it. Next to that, the Bugatti Chiron 110 en Bugatti, 110 years of Bugatti, their anniversary. They're making 20 of these. We saw the car at its launch at Geneva. I actually went to the Atelier, the Bugatti factory assembly plant in Multheim in France, to take a look at it ahead of that. But the car basically has a few unique touches, in particular the optics, the exposed satin carbon, which is the exact same, or satin steel blue as it's called, the exact same colour basically as the non-carbon panel, well they're carbon but fully painted panels at the rear, so you get the exact same appearance. That's quite a trick thing to have done. A few touches around it, for example, if we come and have a look at the underside of the rear wing, you have the French flag beneath there. Of course, the car's assembled in France as well, so quite a special car to be able to see. And obviously quad turbo W16, 1500 horsepower. The thing is absolutely immense. So that's the Chiron. If we come round though to this side of the stand here, this is quite an interesting car, the Scuderia Cameron Glickenhaus SCG003. This is a car that took part in the N24, the 24-hour race at the Nürburgring 3 times, and is now road legal, driven out on the roads, wearing a New York number plate at the back. One of the brainchilds of Jim Glickenhaus. He's a great guy. We've shot some videos in the past. This car in its blue carbon fibre though, it's, well, I mean, one of the most extreme things you can get that is actually still a road car at the end of the day. Again though, we've actually got blue carbon with the gold pinstripes and accents. Really very special, massive, massive wing. That's a Nürburgring 24-hour racer that is now a road car. Continuing on though, next we have the Rimac C2. This was presented at Geneva just over a year ago. This car, fully electric hypercar, just to give you some numbers, 1,900 horsepower, 2,300 newton meters of torque, 0 to 62 miles per hour, 100 kilometers per hour in just 1.85 seconds. That is absurd. Rimac from Croatia, the brainchild in this case of Mate Rimac, another great guy. Very, very big piece of engineering, this car. To come out to make a car, to make it completely, you know, their own styling, their own everything, and obviously the technology that underpins it all and makes it all possible. With the Rimac C2. Now though, I think it might be Koenigsegg time. Here we go then, the one you've been waiting to see, the Koenigsegg Jesko. It is basically the ultimate mega car of this current time, and it sits here alongside one of its older siblings, the Koenigsegg Ccx. It's named the Jesko after Christian von Koenigsegg's father, Jesko Koenigsegg, as a tribute to his belief in Christian when starting out the company. And now they've only shown the car a month ago, 125 units to be built, and they are all sold, all already spoken for, which is just incredible. Now, to give you a quick reminder of some of the numbers behind this car, there's a 5-litre twin-turbocharged V8 mid-rear mounted that makes 1,600 horsepower when it's running on E85, about 1,600 newton meters of torque as well, and it can generate up to 1,000 kilos of downforce, thanks in part, of course, to the boomerang rear wing that you have here that's top-mounted with those struts heading out towards the back, an incredibly aggressive diffuser as well down there, and basically active aero underneath the car, inside the car, and a lot of trick things going on, particularly with the gearbox. Koenigsegg and the things they do with gearboxes, as we've seen in the Regera and also now in the Jesko, just phenomenal. This car is the launch car, presented in the pearlescent white with the lime green accents that you can see around, also the 2 stripes in the just off colour going over the roof, coming out of that bonnet scoop that you have. This is the track package version of the Jesko. They're also making it as a non-track version that will have maybe circa 300 kilos of downforce, and that car will have the potential to be a 300 mile per hour car. This gets the name mega car because it has more than 1 megawatt of power, which is about 1,360 horsepower, and this is, well, the ultimate mega car, the Koenigsegg Jesko. It is just such an incredible thing to see each and every time. Honestly, I've seen the car, I've spent a fair amount of time around the car, but to be back with it now, to see all the shapes, all the curves, the canards, the way it's all set up, the way the car is built and creative, and you can see it, the wing is actually pivoted slightly forward. It's an active air brake, so when you go on the brake, it does actually ping itself forward. It also has the ability to open the doors from the controller, so the dihedral doors that open and fold outwards that you can do literally from the remote. You can open up the rear clam, you can open up the front clam, the storage at the front. It's got carbon wheels, Koenigsegg with their air core wheels were the first to do carbon fibre wheels on such a car. Basically, this thing is the definition of what a mad supercar should be. Koenigsegg Jesko, alongside, as I said, the Ccx, which in its own right is a pretty special looking thing. To really create these cars that had the performance, I mean, this is a 250 mile per hour car or so, created a decade ago now. It's just absolutely boggling that they were able to achieve that. And what company it's in: Scuderia Cameron Glickenhaus Rimac C2, Ccx, BAC Mono, and this, the Koenigsegg Jesko. Now, as you might be able to hear from the background, things are pretty much closing up for the day. It's been an amazing day here, lots going on, lots to see. The Shelby GT500 a particular highlight for me. This always an absolute highlight as well, to be able to see in person again, given that it's been flying around the world. It was on display in Hong Kong before it came here to New York. No doubt it's going to be heading on to another show in the very near future as well. And also some of the new cars right behind us, the 911 Speedster, the GLS. And basically, yeah, I quite enjoyed my visit to the New York show. So a big thanks to Mercedes for hosting me. A big thanks to everybody whose cars I've visited as well for bringing them here and putting them on display. And I'll be letting you guys know if I manage to make something happen with a GT500, hopefully in the not too distant future. That's it for now though. I'm absolutely exhausted. I've got a plane flight to catch to get back home. You know what? That's not quite as close to the end of the video as I thought it was, because coming back towards the exit of the New York show has brought me back past the Shelby GT500 to have another cheeky quick glance at it. And honestly and truly, this thing would be so cool alongside the GT. And I think what's even cooler is the potential rarity of it over in the UK, just by virtue of the fact that it's not on sale in the UK. So, well, there wouldn't really be another one out there, another one anywhere. And this, I mean, this spec as well is actually really, really nice. Now, I wouldn't go for the exact same if it's going to be, let's say, alongside the GT, because this is very close to my liquid red. If not the same color, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, the snake there in the grille. I wonder what colors would work. They've made a lime green, grabber green as they call it. But yeah. What do you think, guys? What do you think? GT500? Do I need to find a way to make it work, even if it might mean paying MSRP plus a premium, plus shipping to the UK, plus VAT, plus duty? That's going to be one expensive Mustang, but one really, really, really cool one. Watch this space. Anyway, that's it for me from the New York International Auto Show. I hope you've enjoyed a quick highlights run around, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.